You're watching QTV and this is the news with me, Momodu Gajaga. Our top stories: workers at Little Star factory embark on a strike demanding for a pay rise up to 150% and better working conditions. Tanje Village Museum has joined the list of attractive tourist sites in the country. More than $100,000 was raised by an organization called International Vision for Community Development to support underprivileged students. Those were our main stories, and now the news in detail. His Excellency President Adama Barrow on Wednesday made an unannounced inspection of the condition of roads in Banjul ahead of a massive construction and rehabilitation of the sewage and road systems in the city. Speaking at OAU Boulevard, where the tour begins, the President said it is part of a massive overhaul of plans of the city. The work shouldn't be difficult because the roads are already paved. If countries like Rwanda and Senegal can transform their cities, why not the Gambia? The willingness is there and we can do it, the President said, adding that the funds for the project are already in hand. Out to express their anger and dissatisfaction, workers at Little Star Gambia Limited soap factory on Wednesday embarked on a strike demanding a pay rise up to 150% and better working conditions. The manager at the factory says they cannot address the striking workers' demands at the moment. Aliu Sise has the rest of the story.
Little Star Gambia Limited soap factory is situated few meters off the Banjul Highway, just meters before Denton Bridge from Serekunda. The workers are demanding a salary increment, health insurance, and a safer and conducive working environment. They claim poor pay, lack of protective gears, among other things. Keba Jallo is the public relations officer of the Staff Association.
This is physical labor, and we don't have a medical insurance. That is in our paper here. We will read the paper to you, you understand it. In case of any emergency, there is no exit door here where somebody can pass. We are locked here. There is no ventilation areas in this factory here. People have been here. Whenever you want to have an executive meeting with the manager, he will tell you, I don't have a time to meet with you guys. That's the only reply we get from him. And we are tired. We don't want to bring any violence here. This is a peaceful demonstration. We are living in a deteriorating condition, which is affecting everybody here is sick, my brother. Everybody here is sick. Even we are, because there is no covers here, anything. There is no overall given to us to protect our bodies, no helmet. We have written to them several occasions, but they never give us any reply. The only thing that we don't have time to talk to you people. That's the only reply we get from them.
So basically, what exactly do you want from the management?
The conditions are here. Number one, we want a salary increasement of 150%. That is our number one condition. The second condition is a medical insurance. Say staff boss to transport the staff to their homes. Our salaries to be paid in a bank. We are tired of being paid in a counter. Because even when you want a loan, you go there, $500, you are sick, they will tell you to write it. Before you will get that, you will die.
The workers threaten to continue on the strike until their demands are met. Salimatuba works at the factory. She wants to see the management increase their pay and consider their demands. This tap, according to Mohammed Good, another protesting staff, is where the staff drink and perform ablution from. The staff, he told QTV, are all sharing one toilet. Musa Jaune, who claimed to be a shareholder of the factory, said he was supposed to go with 5 of the staff to the Department of Labor for a meeting. However, he won't entertain further questions from us.
Going to respond to their demand. Them for Labor Department tomorrow. Tomorrow they have meeting with me at Labor Department. Finish. Yeah. Please.
Why has it taken so long for you people to come to terms to dialogue?
Mister, I don't want to go far on all that issue. It's okay.
Sweran is the manager at the soap factory, and he has disresponded to the demands of the staff. He says they cannot act on the demands within a short period. Why has it taken so long for you people?
So long. 1-2 weeks is not so long. This factory is working for how many years, and before and all we used to increase salary for them without even asking us. Now the financial condition is not okay, so that is why we are not able to increase the salary. What is wrong in that?
So you will not be able to increase salaries for them?
Because our financial condition is not good. What to do?
What about the other conditions? They talk about the issue of health insurance.
And all, we cannot provide any other benefits because it is going to add to our financial cost. And it is not possible today to increase our cost for us. Because we are not able to sell anything. Whatever they said they want to put fans, we are trying to put fans. We said that give us time till January 19th when our new machines are coming. We will try to do something. After that, we will renegotiate with you. And if it is working properly and financially, if it is viable, we will increase the salaries during that time.
This is the latest among many strikes by workers recently demanding for a better pay and a dignified working environment. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Tangier Village Museum, the first privately operated museum in the Gambia, is an open-air natural museum. Set up by Abdoulaye Bayo 21 years ago, the museum is a huge tourist attraction and schools for educational purposes. Issa Jallo toured the facility and now reports.
Situated very close to the tourism development area, the Tangier Museum boasts of its natural environment and various structures that hold the ethnographic exhibits such as tribal artifacts, a photo gallery, vegetation and birds of the Gambia, and African-style round huts. The centerpiece of the various exhibits is a reconstruction of a traditional Mandinka compound depicting how they lived over 100 years ago. Mr. Abdoulaye Bayo, head and founder of the museum, told QTV the objective of his initiative.
The main objective of the museum is trying to put the entire Gambia under one roof in terms of culture and environment. As you have already known, the Gambia government has introduced what we call social and environmental studies in schools. And Tangier Village Museum happened to be one of the best places where students come to learn about the culture and the environment. We have a lot of private schools, public schools, schools from the international community like America, Holland, Sweden, etc.
The Tangier Museum is divided into 4 main areas: the Ethnographic and Natural History Gallery, Traditional Crafts, Traditional Gambian Compound, and the Nature Trail and Vegetation.
The first area is the Natural History Gallery, where we exhibit birds, insects, reptiles, Gambian food, Gambian drinks, etc. The second gallery talks about our crafts, indigenous crafts, which are dying out very fast, such as weaving, tie and dye, batik making, leather work, etc. And we have also got resident weaver on the ground to demonstrate how weaving is done. And the other part of the museum talks about Gambian way of life. More than 150 years ago, you'll be able to see the different types of farming implements, cooking utensils, etc. And the fourth part talks about nature trail. When I say nature trail, I mean plants. And we've created a booklet called Nature Trail Guidebook that tells you about the use of these plants in traditional medicine, their food values, etc. Basically, these are the 4 main areas of the museum.
Bayo recalled that the initial stage of the setting up of the facility was very challenging because he had to do it all by himself. He said he collected different species of wild plants from the forest, and the garden now has 60 different species, most of which have medicinal value. Mr. Bayo, who is one of the founders of the National Museum, says the Tangier Museum is the biggest and is very different from any other museum in the country.
If you had visited the National Museum, you will see what I am doing is quite different from what the National Museum is doing. And I'm proud to say that this museum is a full-fledged museum. Why full-fledged? It's a museum that people can react, people can come in contact with the object that they see. It's a museum that people can have a lot of entertainment. It's a museum that people can learn a lot. And it is readily made for educational program. And also we have a lot of facilities that other museums don't have. For example, we have a hostel built in the traditional Gambian style for people who would like to experience our way of life, could go there and spend the night.
Issa Jallo for QTV News.
An organization called International Vision for Community Development raised more than $100,000 on Sunday at a fundraising lunch on sale organized to support education of underprivileged children in society. Omar P. Jallo reports.
The International Vision for Community Development, IVCD, an organization created by the Sarahule people of Dibakunda, is a charitable organization established to support children's education. The group's main purpose is to help close the gap between the rich and the poor in our society. Speaking at the event, Yaya Drame, the Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, doubling as the country director of IVCD, said the organization was set up to impact on the lives of people in society.
This organization was set up in order to help students who are in school, who wouldn't otherwise continue their education without the help, some type of help. And we set up this organization, and we raise funds. We identify students who are hardworking, who have good grades in school, and we will support them. And we'll complement the effort of government and their parents.
He reaffirmed his personal commitment to helping the poor. Mohamed Magasi, the National Assembly member for Basse, said, in order to actualize our developmental goals, people should work together to combat poverty in the country because government cannot do it alone.
It is important to encourage community participation and community ownership in terms of development initiatives. So I think such an event or such an initiative, it is an assistance to the government to realize its objectives as far as education for all is concerned, as far as quality education is concerned, and as far as relevant education is concerned.
He applauded the women for their efforts in making the fundraising program a success.
Let me thank the women and tell bravo to the women. We have the conviction that the women, they are focused, they are committed in whatever they want to do. I use the opportunity to make a call, to call the men to come and join the women, so that if you bring all hands on deck, it will facilitate, the achievement of our objectives. Because we cannot go one without the other. We have to come together, collaborate, cooperate, to go together so that the society that we want to build will have the capacity to be able to do it. But if one side of the population is lacking, the other side will become weaker, and that weakness cannot help you to build a society.
The National Women's Mobilizer of the organization, Mariama Chubalo-Drame, said, women are at the forefront in ensuring their children get the best education.
Some children, they don't have help. Some people, they lost their two parents. That's why we decided to organize this group, which we call IVC, the International Vision for Community Development.
She emphasized the importance of education in national development.
We are doing this to make our people, our children to be educated, because we have seen that without education, you cannot even fight your rights. And it is so painful seeing something wrong to you or affecting your community or your society, and you cannot fight it.
The Baby Girls Club, also known as the Yiring Kafo, an association of Sarahule girls, raised $100,000 from the sale of ebe and other food items. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
Before we end this bulletin, let's recap our main stories. Workers at Little Star Soap Factory Limited, the Gambia, on Wednesday embarked on a strike demanding a salary increment of 150% and better working conditions. Tanje Village Museum, the first privately operated museum in the Gambia, is an open-air natural museum. The museum is a huge tourist attraction and schools for educational purposes. And more than $100,000 was raised over the weekend by an international organization called Vision for Community Development to support underprivileged students. That's all we have for you in this edition of the news. Join us tomorrow for more news. Thanks for connecting to QTV and have a pleasant night.